Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today I've got my first Surge deck profile, I guess, with the multicolor Piccolo, which turns into the Sun Gohan Piccolo. I really like this leader. It seems a little bit overtuned and just has a lot of accessibility and kind of like it kind of lets you do either a hand control or a ramp or even both. Like it's just super flexible. I really like it. If you don't know what it does, so it's auto once per turn at the beginning of your turn. Look at the top card of your deck, place that card on top or bottom of your deck, then draw one. So you draw two cards you see if you like the top card. If you don't, you put on the bottom and then you draw two. So that's really cool. And so if you're really digging for a piece, you can try to get a little bit closer with that, and not having to attack your opponent to get advantage. I always really like those leaders, especially since you get advantage. Like if you go first, you still get card advantage. So that's a little bit one of the first like overtuned ideas there. And then the surge for this guy is you choose one blue card and one green card in your hand, place them under this card, then you may draw three cards. Then choose up to one of your energy, switch it to active mode, and then flip this card over. So it's essentially it's a draw one, untap one, which is average for most leaders. But then with the surge ability, so active main or battle once per turn, if your life is at 3 or less, and you choose one card under this card and place it in its owner's drop area, choose one. So you can either your opponent chooses two cards in their hand and send them to their warp, which is crazy, or you could also do choose one blue green choose one blue green multicolored card in your drop area, then negate its energy exhaust and place it in your energy. So that's a really cool skill for so many reasons. One, it's free ramp, so free ramp is good ramp. So I think this really kind of opens this deck up for some blue-green rampage. And then two, it also it ignores the energy exhaust, so you just get a free energy. And so the main reason I wanted to do this was this Might of the Red Ribbon Army card. So it's from the starter deck. It's active main, draw one, and then also active main, choose one blue green multicolored card in your energy, add it to your hand, then remove this card from your drop area from game, choose one card in your hand, and place your energy in rest mode. So why is this card good? Why, it seems like it's a little bit undertuned. Why is this one good? So the idea of this is that with the second surge ability of this leader, what you can do is you can put a card such as our secret rare, put it into our energy, and then you can use Might of the Red Ribbon Army to put it from your energy back into your hand. So that just means you get to recycle any of your multicolored cards, right? And that seems like really a really powerful thing you can do. Obviously with a blue-green secret rare, that's like the immediate thing for this. But also like the 8-drop android is great too. So let's go through it some more. So I don't know. I'll talk about like maybe the ramp part first. But so this is obviously a staple in this deck. Just being able to recycle it and everything like that just seems really good. What else do we got in here? So let's just go from first. So we run 4 Dimension Magic because we're not stupid. It's a great card, and being able to untap 1 or 2 cards during the defense step is really great. Especially since we're doing so much ramping and everything, I think this card's good, and you can activate for free. And we don't once again our ability so the surge ability is being at 3 or less life, so that's important for life. But just our general generic play isn't really dependent on that, and so if we can be at a high life total for the majority of the game and still be fine. So I think Dimension Magic's a great card for that. Senzu Bean feels like a staple. This could be blasphemous. I don't think we super need Senzu Bean. If there's a card you feel like you need more of, I think you go down to 2 of this, or even 0. I think it's a good card. Energy untap is fine, but I also think that it's not super duper needed. I don't know. It seems blasphemous. If you were to find, if you need more room in your deck, I'd say Senzu Bean is probably one of the cards you should think of first. But it gets the job done, and it helps us have energy and helps for defense. But I don't think it's really needed. Next up, we've got Shocking Death Ball. Since we're a blue-green leader, boom, we can play this also. So we have 2 Spark Negates. What a broken mess. And I'd say Shocking Death Ball and Dimension Magic are probably the 2 consistently strongest. I'd say Time Magic and also After Image have their own good things about them too. So I'm not writing those off, but just being able to like as like an anti-aggression, I say Shocking Death Ball is probably one of the better ones. So that's great. I'd say maybe After Image would be best because it can give minus 10k to something and it still lets you enter the combo step, which could also be bad if your opponent really needs to enter the combo step. That's another video. Shocking Death Ball is good. Next up, we've got Heavy Kick Krillin. So if your leader card is blue and there's a multicolor energy card in your energy, when you combo this card, it gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. So it's just easy, fast energy. Or not energy, combo power. So it's just a free 10k, and we don't. That's like not. You charge a multicolored card turn 1, so why would you not run this card? So that's a good one. Next up, we've got Hidden Potential. So this is like the better preemptive strike. Your leader card is green. If the battle card being played has energy cost 4 or less, it is placed in the owner's drop area instead of being played. Then choose up to one of your opponent's blue or green energy, or sorry, choose up to one of your blue or green energies and switch to active mode. So that's great. Being able to use this for 2, but really 1 is fantastic. And I mean, like this hits the the 4-drop baby chain, and so this card's really great for that. And I think deserve to be played. Android 16, fantastic card. If you have a blue green energy, blue green multicolor in your energy. When you play this card from your hand, place the top card of your deck in your energy and rest mode, and you can't play battle cards with power between 30k and 35k for duration of the game. So that means that we have to be careful of what we put in our deck, but this is fine with it, and just energy ramp is great, and so we'll use it. Next up, we've got Android 17, which is check land, which is great. The auto once per turn, if you actually play this, isn't too bad either. So your opponent has to loses a card. It's not as good as like Broly, where they just straight up drop a card, but this you can make them drop a card from comboing, so that's great. Paragus, arguably one of the best super combos in the entire game. So yeah, we run 4 of him, especially since we can, some of these cards can be kind of chunky in our hand, especially like a late game Android 16 can be kind of dead in our hand. We can just use Paragus to get rid of it, and now then it's fine. So that's a good card there. 4 of the Piccolo Cunning Strategist. This is great for kind of sneaking out the Piccolo Assault assimilated ability. Additionally, sure, you have to like lose a card, and but you lose 1 energy, so you use this for 3 energy instead of 4. You have an immediate target for its bond 2. You lose it, during, you use this entire ability during the turn you play it, but it's still a great card. And also, like the burst 3 is non-trivial because you're able to get cards into your drop area, so then you can have Dimension Magic and Shocking Death Ball active earlier, and I think that's good. And also, which means you can have like some sort of Self-Awaken. I think it's good. Why not have both these in there? Next up, we've got Vegeta the Cruel, because why not? This is probably one of the best counterplays. Being able to go +1 with this card and have just a 15k body out is great. So there's that. We're running 2 Ultra Instinct Son Goku. I didn't know what the right number of this, but we, later in the game we have just so much energy. It's like crazy. Why would you not run this card? So that's why we're running it. We're able to just counterplay or counterattack. And so if we do like Dimension Magic, and then for free, and we untap 2, and then they swing at something else, you can play this, and then just blow up something. So great card, and really like it. Next up, we've got Android 21, Beautiful Scientist. This is kind of just some more ramp. I didn't know how many I've heard to run. You can maybe try to sneak in the 3rd one, but when you play this card from your hand, look at the top 7 cards from your top of your deck, choose up to 1 card among them, place them in your energy and rest mode, shuffle your decks, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, and you can't play battle cards with power between 30 and 35k for duration of the game. So just more ramp. It's also blocker. It's really easy to get blown up, but it's just a good card there. We already talked about Piccolo, we already talked about Vegeta, and then Android 21. So triple attack, deflect, and auto when you play this card from your hand, choose all of your opponent's non-multicolor energy and battle cards, ignoring barrier, negate their skills, and return them to their owner's decks. All players whose cards return to their decks shuffled their decks. So great for just doing a big old board wipe and energy wipe. Now, multicolor energy is being, more and more common, but still just getting them down to like 1 or 2 energy is fantastic. If you're playing against Hachiak, you just like wipe out all of their energy. So that's crazy there. No one has 100% multicolored energy in any regard. So being able to just wipe out all of that is good and is a good advantage. And then triple attack is no slouch. Just being able to swing and make them, if they're low life, pressure the win. So that's the idea for this deck. The basic couple turns. Turn 1, you just charge something multicolor. We have a bunch of those cards. You definitely want to have Android 16 on turn 2. So you play this on turn 2, so you get to turn 3. Turn 4, you play Piccolo, either with Cunning Strategist or not. Hopefully with Cunning Strategist, just so you can get some, some pressure on the board, make them not want to swing with stuff. And if they do swing with stuff, you start, getting card advantage. Pretty much they have to start answering this, unless they're playing. If you're playing like Baby, you want to make sure you have your 2 energy open at all times for hidden potential. But that's a different story. But good cards there, and then turn 5. Ideally on turn 5, you just untap nothing, and then you just play. You combo. If you have Vegeta, you rival it. When they swing at something big. KO one of their cards, and then put 2 cards from the top of your deck in your energy. So now you're at 7, and then you charge to 8, and then you just do here. And then eventually you want to get rid of this Vegeta, so you can just cycle it through, like I said, with the ability. But I think it's perfectly fine to play this early because you can play it for like the big boy, critical triple attack whenever you want. But this card's just flexible in so many ways, so you don't have to super worry about waiting for something. It can be a big catch-all for all that. So that's all these things. Some ideas that I had for it. So these 1-drops, Saiyan, Bloodline, Son Goku, and also Trunks Bridge to the Future. Both these are just to I think this. If you see Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I think you have a pretty good chance of winning any game. So some cards to help you find that is good. So. Saiyan, Bloodline, Son Goku. So this looks top 3 for a blue or yellow Saiyan. He's a blue Saiyan. Add it to your hand. Then shuffle the rest. Yeah. Which this would also grab. Let's see. This also grab your Ultra Instinct and your only these 2, I guess. But Trunks Bridge to the Future. It just looks at top 2 for Saiyan. So this would also include Vegeta. This would also include defending your super combo. So this could be a really good card just to cycle through there. And then we also have Trunks Hope of this Hope of the Saiyans. So it's top 3 for your decks for a blue Saiyan, but only when you swing. So I don't know. I think Trunks is probably better because it also fills up your drop area, but up to you. What is this? Piccolo. This looks also when this card attacks the top 5 cards from your deck for a card with 10k combo power add to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So this could also get super combos, and this could get any of your multicolor cards. So if you need to find like your 8-drop android, that could just help you out there as well. So it's also, this is just when this card attacks. So it's a little bit better, I'd say, for fighting Vegeta than Trunks Hope of the Saiyans, but there's that. We have Android 20 File Creator. This is just to help us with our win condition, because this gives, if your attacking green android gets double strike, for duration of the turn. Is that correct? Yes, duration of the turn. And this says triple attack, so this can do 6 damage all by itself. And it also gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. So this is a really great card for that. It's just kind of dead in hand because it's one energy 5k. So that can be a little bit annoying, but there's that. I thought this one kind of cutely. So Son Gohan Piccolo. As barrier, and it's revive, and also auto when this card attacks. Your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, place it in the drop area. So this could be used with Piccolo Cunning Strategist, and then you just wait to your next turn. Just like some mild hand destruction is fine, but I don't know. This probably doesn't make the cut. Son Gohan Master and Pupil. This card's great. So for 1 green, send this card from your hand to your warp at the end of your opponent's next turn. Play this card you sent from your warp with the skill, and then when you play this card, choose up to 2 cards from your life, map them to your hand. So this card's great because you have to get to exactly 3 life, which is kind of awkward, and your opponent will do that. But now if you play this card, your opponent realizes like, oh, if I send them down to 5, then they can awaken for real, and then they can do all go off in there. So it kind of like makes your opponent not want to do anything, because you can always just play this without choosing cards in your life. So a bit of a mind game, but it can also just get you to the life total you need exactly, because it chooses a 1 or 2, and it's only for like being able to take 2 life for for 1 energy is really good economy, especially when it's energy you paid the previous turn. So you don't even have to pay it. Like it just means you have more energy on the turn you're actually going off. So great card, and this could really help out here. More Ultra Instinct because, you've got too many, and you paid a lot of money for them, so you can do that. Surprise Attack Frieza, we KO a bunch of cards, and so having just a 15k crit that can poke your opponent is a great card. I just felt like the space was kind of tight, so I didn't add it, but there's that. Sell because we have a lot of energy flexibility, and so having more super combos is good. Android 21, so this would probably have to be in a separate deck or tweaked specifically for this, but this is a really, really good card with the Piccolo leader, again, because you just choose one multicolor card in your energy, and then you just put it there, and so, which means that this can almost strictly, deal 1 damage automatically with each of its skills, right? Because you can get this Android 21, so for 4 energy, you can play this card from your energy, and then auto choose 1 card from your energy placed in your drop area. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and up to 1 of cards in your opponent's life and place them in their owner's drop. So if you have 8 energy and 2 of these in there, you can just deal 2 damage automatically, and then you also have 2 25Ks that are coming out and swinging. So that just seems really good. I'd have to probably tweak the deck for this. But I think that's a really good potential for this leader. I don't think it makes 100%. It's not tuned for the build that I have now, but I think you can try to do that. Lastly, we've got Awakened Power. If for some reason you don't have this card, but you do have if you have this card but not the Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 Secret Rare, we get to 8 energy super duper quick, and so if we just do this turn 8 of energy, you can just plop this down for 8 verbatim and then swing for game. So if you want to stall on your opponents, I think this can definitely be included there. That's just an idea there. So that's it for the deck. Really excited to see what these Surge leaders can do. Unfortunately or fortunately, probably the next couple decks I make are going to be strictly with either this leader or the Goku leader, just because it's such a new thing. But I think some other cards are getting spoiled that are more Surge cards, so I'll probably go into those as well. But let me know what you think about this deck. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time.